I wish I had a British accent. Hey all you cool cats and kittens! Did you miss me? As we continued the walk deeper into the old city of Marrakesh, my brain fired fight or flight signals while my body followed the local kid in a pointy cape. The merchants are staying in the city until tomorrow. They will start their ascent into the mountains early in the morning, said the kid. You are lucky to be in town. I'll show you the way. As soon as we reached the underground carpet factory, the boy immediately demanded his guidance fee. The sketchy facilities were a mess and there was a thick stink of pigeon excrements in the air. We were lucky to get out of there safe and sound, since we never bought the carpet those merchants pitched to us over a mint tea. Ladies and gentlemen, Oriental rugs and where to find them. It's a shame that the subject of carpets is not as sexy as it should be, even within the community of interior designers. Among my friends, I often hear that carpets are dust collectors. For people where I come from, carpets are associated with something old school. So I grew up in a post-Soviet country, and in this country 9 out of 10 households would have carpets hanging on the main wall of a living room. As a kid, I never cared why exactly on the wall. As a teenager, I was just thinking that it's just so 90s and not cool. Little did I know that 20 years plus I will be considering hanging a big fat Oriental rug on the wall of my own hallway, and that most exquisite carpets cost tens of millions of euros, and that the art of making carpets goes deep into the before Christ era. According to my modest calculations, all over the world over 3 billion people are directly or indirectly connected to the art of making carpets. Either their families or friends of the families are involved in the art of carpet making or in the business of selling them, the art of no lesser importance. The bad boys in the industry are rugs from Persia. Actually, Persia turned into Iran in 1943. 1935. Oops, that's too close. I'm probably too close to the camera. Persian rug family, do not mix it with drug family. This gang consists of 23 types of carpets that preserve the tradition of carpet weaving since 5th century BC. No other country, by the way, has such a big variety of carpets. However, the whole region has some sort of sacred relationships with these pile of knots. It is important to note that all types and styles of rugs receive their names either from the locations where the carpets were made or from the tribes that had them done. The most common styles are Persian, Afghani, Pakistani, Baluchi, Turkmenistan, Caucasian, Hindu, Tibetan, Turkish, Chinese, East Turkestan, European and North African. Within each style there is a variety of types. Can you imagine the options? Oh my goodness! A true heaven for interior designer. Oriental rugs are a subject of books and even encyclopedias. I'm happy to share a few interesting and most important facts. My favorite pet when I was a kid was a white sheep called Baba. I had to say bye-bye to Baba. But now I can take Baba wherever I go with me. If that's what I do to my pets, imagine what I do to my enemies. Yalla. The term carpet is interchangeably used with the term rug. Carpets are normally fixed to the underlying surface and they spread around the whole area from wall to wall. They're monochrome and somewhat boring. Rugs, on the other hand, they lay loose on the floor, they have a more sophisticated and interesting ornament, and they are used for the residential design decoration purposes. To introduce at least some sort of structure into this hot-blooded carpet mess, all types are divided into 3 groups, depending on where and who was involved into the production process. So we have the following 3 groups: nomadic, village, and workshops. So nomadic, made by tribes on the go, appreciating interior design and interior decoration, and they needed protection from the cold nights in winter. These carpets can be uneven on sides, and sometimes they would make an impression that the weaver ran out of red yarn, and so she had to use a new one with a slightly different hue of red. This ornament is deemed by someone as primitive. However, exactly for these imperfections, nomadic types are the ones that have the most soul in them. Village type is bigger in size and has more sophisticated ornament and more sophisticated materials. The weavers, they had more time to play around with it, so hence here we go. Workshop types, a whole new ball game involving more money investment, machine use, and all sorts of complex ornaments. There was a time when around 70 or 80% of population of Afghanistan was involved in the art of making carpets. And normally, mothers of the family have a loom set up at their home, and they would weave a carpet with their children for fun or for income purposes. Men of the family would run farms or be shepherds, and they would be responsible for selling the carpet on the local bazaar. Around the region, obviously, the percent of those who were involved in this business differ. The point is that for the majority of population, carpets were the source of income. Nowadays, however, due to urbanization, globalization, and all that jazz, more and more young people prefer to go and study business or marketing, and they just leave the cities or leave the villages, and so this tradition slowly fades away. Carpets are made on the loom that can be positioned either horizontally or vertically. Vertically normally is a prerogative for the ones that are done in a workshop, and horizontally positioned looms are the ones that the weavers use that live in a village or belong to a nomadic tribe. Every carpet base consists of three main elements: warp, weft, and a pile.
Now those will be impressive icebreakers around a dinner table.
In easy words, if you were an artist, your canvas consists of warp and weft intertwined at the 90-degree angle. You draw your picture with a pile, wrapping a knot around each intersection. This looks a bit weird, isn't it? Knots are specific to regions, hence the carpet styles. So do expect Turkmenistan loops be different from the ones from Pakistan. There's a false notion that the price of a carpet depends on the density of knots. Forget about the density of knots and think about yarn. The quality of yarn determines the price of a carpet. Okay. The better the quality of yarn is, the higher the price. The yarn should be glossy, durable, and shiny, coming from a happy sheep, goat, camel, doesn't matter. Fun fact, camels are called by some people the sheep of desert, which I find extremely cute. Most of us can tell Oriental ornament from a Scandinavian one. Rarely you can find a carpet from Middle East that would be monochrome in color. Won't come as a surprise though that ornaments differ from country to country. Carpet regions are represented by ordnance. So if equipped with knowledge, you could tell where the carpet actually came from. It's not only about the medallions, and medallions are the central element of rugs, let's say in Persia. Color also can be of help. Carpets from Afghanistan normally are dark, they're dark blue, they're dark red with some blue elements in it. Whereas carpets from Samarkand, they look more bright in colors and uplifting. Rarely you can find an image of a person or animal on those carpets coming from Middle East. Why? Because carpet weaving is a tradition that spreads around mostly Muslim countries, and Quran, most important religious text of Islam, forbids having such visualizations. Hence, Oriental carpets are all about geometrical or curvilinear motifs. For those people who are searching for more fun, just search for carpets from Samarkand or Persian Qashqai or Nahawand. With all the clues, an experienced eye could easily guess where the carpet came from, you would think. Actually, Pakistan makes great Kazakh carpets, and Kazakh carpets normally have Slavic motifs in their ornament. As much as I would like to shame machine-made rugs made of synthetic fiber blends, off goes my joke about petroleum-based nylon and the stock market. polypropylene together with the later nylon are the two most common materials for the construction of carpets. Both are chemically produced, however, both are... I wish I chose a simpler subject for the article. Both are chemically produced, man-made fibers that are environmentally friendly, and they bring the least effect on the environment out of all the plastics. These rugs that are produced of synthetic wool are wallet-friendly and are a better solution for those who suffer from allergies from the natural fur. The Persian carpet is the oldest one of its kind, dating from 5th to the 3rd century BC, found in Siberia in 1947. This rug is believed to be made either in ancient Armenia or Persia. The title of the largest rug on the planet belongs to this carpet that was made in Iran in 2007 for a mosque in Arab Emirates. No surprises here. This canvas measured 6,000 square meters and it took 40 tons of materials, 1,200 weavers, 1.5 years to have it done. The most expensive rug made in Persia in 17th century, and it was sold for $33 million in London at Sotheby's auction house. So where would you start if you were to buy a carpet for your own house? First, decide on location. Bigger rooms ask for bigger carpets for the sake of scale balance. If you find it hard to imagine how the rug would look like, use newspaper sheets or masking tape to create the shape of a carpet wherever on the floor you like. Second, agree with yourself on the price that you're willing to pay for a piece. I advocate for handmade pieces, for originality, for character, and quality. When the rug is delivered, it is important to place it with the direction of the pile from the light source or window. This way the color looks better. Lastly, for those in shopping spree, be a cool cat, don't be a pussy.
Like, share, repost. Thanks a million.